Hey everyone, welcome back to Widget Wisdom. Today we are diving into a crucial aspect of app development in Flutter, building scrollable views. We will be covering how to create scrollable lists using ListView, GridView, and building dynamic lists that adapt to your app's need. By the end of this session, you will have mastered creating and handling various types of lists in Flutter. So let's jump into it. So when you are building mobile apps, presenting data in lists is an essential part of creating a rich user experience. Whether you are showing a list of items, images, or widgets, Flutter offers robust tool to build scrollable views using widgets like ListView and GridView. So first off, let's define what we mean by lists. In Flutter, a list is a collection of widgets such as text, images, displayed vertically or horizontally. Lists are essential for displaying dynamic data that may not fit into a single screen. When we need a user to scroll through the data, we use lists. Flutter offers different types of lists like list view and grid view, and today we will explore both. Let's start with the most basic list type, the list view. A list view arranges widgets vertically in a single column and provides scrolling when the list exceeds the height of the screen. So for example, let's understand this list view by a simple example. So come to the My Home page class, and from here remove this body and here add a list view. Then for children, here just simply add list style, and for title add text item 1, and just duplicate this list style for 3-4 times. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see on the screen we are seeing few list styles widget. So we are displaying few items using list style, which is predefined widget. Each list style contains a title widget which holds a text widget. Okay. Now you may ask, what if you have 100 or even 1000 items? Creating all of them manually would be inefficient. That's where ListView.builder comes in handy. So for creating a ListView.builder, here remove everything and here add a ListView.builder. So ListView.builder dynamically creates items as they are scrolled into view. This is essential for handling large data set. Okay. Now inside this widget, we first need to define the total count of items, like how many item count we are going to render. So here add item count, let's say 20. Then here add item builder. Now inside item builder we need two things, context and index. So add that. Then from here just simply return a list style widget, and this list style widget will going to have a title. So for title add a text, then here add item and $index. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see in the screen we are seeing few items with their respective index. So here we are creating a list with 20 items. Item count defines the number of items, and item builder is a function that generates the items on demand, and the index represents the position of each item in the list. As the user scrolls, items are created or removed to save memory. So this approach is memory efficient because Flutter only creates the visible items. So for large data sets, ListView.builder is your best option. Now let's customize the list items by adding more complexity. You can add icons, subtitles, or even trailing widgets like buttons. So let's customize this list. So for that, here add the leading property, and for leading, here add the person icon. Then add the subtitle property, and for this, here also add a text widget which will say software development, and for trailing, here add a forward arrow icon. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see we are seeing this customized list style. So here leading adds an icon at the start, title is the main text, and subtitle is the additional information below the title, and trailing adds an icon at the end of list item. Now in this list style widget, you can also add the tappable interaction. So let me show you how you can do that. For doing that, in the list style widget, here add the on tap property, and inside on tap, let's say item $index tab. We are going to print this statement. Now if you save the code and run the application, and let's tap on this item, then you can see in the console we are seeing item tabbed. And now let's tap on to item 7. Now you can see item 7 tapped printed on the console. So this is how you can add the tappable action on the list tile. So basically, onTap is a callback function that gets triggered when a user taps on the list item. You can perform actions like navigating to another screen or showing a message. Now let's move on the grid view. As the name suggests, a grid view arranges its children in a grid layout, which is useful for displaying images or content in a two-dimensional format. So let's understand grid view by a simple example. So from here, remove this ListView.builder and here add the GridView.count widget. Then here add the cross-axis count. So this cross-axis count property defines the number of columns. And in this example, I want to show 2 columns. So here add 2. Then for children, let's add the few containers with different color and also give them height and width of 100 and 100. Now let me duplicate this and change the color of that. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see each item in the grid is represented by a container widget, which is displayed in the grid format. Similar to list view, there is also a GridView.builder for large data sets, ensuring better memory efficiency. Let's see the example of GridView.builder. So for that, here add the GridView.builder widget, then here add grid delegate. And for grid delegate, here add sliver grid delegate with fixed cross-axis count. So this defines a fixed number of columns. So here add cross-axis count as 2. So here we are defining the column count. Then let's add the item count as 20. And as like always, item builder needs context and index. So add that. Then from here, return a container which will have a amber color. And for child, here add the center widget. Then inside it, add a text widget which will say item and index. So this item builder dynamically generates grid items similar to ListView.builder. Now if you save the code and run the application, then here you can see we are seeing a grid of 20 items and 2 columns. Now let's talk about the scrolling physics and customization. So Flutter allows you to customize the scroll behavior using the physics property. For example, you can implement bouncing physics for a more interactive user experience. Let's understand by this simple code example. So here I'm adding the example of list view and here I have added few items. Then for physics, here add the bouncing scroll physics. So this gives the list a bouncy effect commonly seen on iOS devices where the list overshoots when pulled beyond its bound. So for testing this, save the code and run the application. And here you can see we are achieving the same effect as we wanted. You can also control the scroll direction of your lists and grid. By default, lists scroll vertically, but what if you want a horizontal scroll? So for that, come inside this list view widget and here add this scroll direction property and then add the axis.horizontal. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see our list view is scrolling horizontally. So this scroll direction property changes the list scroll axis from vertical to horizontal. Now let's take a step further by creating a dynamic list where the user can add or remove items in real time. So for that, come above here outside of this class and here create a new stateful widget as dynamic lists and then call this widget from the my app. Now come inside the state class and here create the few items. So here add the list of strings and name it as items and inside it add 2 items as item 1 and item 2. Now come inside the build method and from here remove this empty placeholder and here add a scaffold widget and then add the app bar and for app bar add the title, then add the text as dynamic lists. Then add the body and here add ListView.builder and then for item count, here add the item's length. Okay. Now come inside the item builder and as you know, here add the context and index. Then from here return a list style widget which will have title as items and then index. And for trailing, here add a icon button and for icon, let's add the delete icon. Then for its onPressed method, here add the set state and then items dot remove at and then the index. So when user will tap onto this delete icon, then we will remove this specific index from the items array. So this is the about deletion part. Now let's create the functionality for adding items to the list. So for that, come outside of this ListView.builder and also come outside of the body and then add the floating action button, and then add a floating action button, and for child add the add icon to here, and then for onPressed method first add the set state and then add items.add and then item and then the total length of item. So here add the items.length +1. Now when user will tap onto this button, then a new item will be added to the list. Okay, now if you save the code and run the application, now let's first add the item to the list. So for that, press onto this button and here you can see a new item is added to our list. Now let's see how deletion functionality is working. So for that, tap onto this delete icon and here you can see our list item has been removed from the list. So basically here we are using set state to update the list of items when the user adds or remove an item, and the floating action button adds a new item to the list and the delete icon removes an item. Now this is the basic example of how you can add and remove list item on the fly. In real world application, you could use similar techniques to handle data from a server or database. To summarize, we have covered how to create scrollable lists using ListView and GridView, explored dynamic list building, and even discussed how to optimize scrolling performance. These techniques are crucial for creating user-friendly and efficient apps, especially when handling large amounts of data. And now, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Widget Wisdom for more Flutter tutorials. And we also having few exclusive content available for members, so feel free to support us on Patreon or join our YouTube membership here.